we're green. We left a little bit of a gap behind us. We are up against a resistance on a lower time frame here, but we only have this resistance up above 431. That's cost basis, and that play is our trigger. But as you guys have seen throughout the week and throughout Trump's presidency so far, there's no fucking telling, right? When you don't have confirmation, right? You close green, candle, box, complete fucking meltdown the next day. So, am I going to speculate to the downside? Yes. Should you? That's up to you. Completely up to you and your risk. But, yeah, it's hard to feel really bullish right now. With spending all day for basically just a fucking crumb. So anyway, SPY, not much different. In fact, much worse. In fact, I shouldn't even cover it. But as far as candle closes are concerned, are we released? Do we still have to speculate? Yes. If some sort of miracle news comes out overnight, well, fuck, oh well. The only other speculation that I have is based on channels, which I don't like all of my analysis to be rooted purely in that. So, we're sitting sideways. We've got our overhead resistance at 610. And then we have our nearest resistance here. And so if we gap up, sure, right? Take your shot. But again, what do we like to see? On the chart, typically a break of structure or some sort of confirmation. And that just ain't cutting it. Again, like the Qs, right? You bounce off of cost basis underneath here, right around it, popped out, but you, again, on the lower time frame, have not recovered above 606.36. So you speculate how you wish. This is not for me. On potential downside, this is not for me to be taking full-size positions on, because it is just building large weekly boxes. Here we go again, right? Here we fucking go again. So, by the end of the week, I hope that things change, right? By the end of the week, we have the data to do it. We've got Forex Factory, and this is going to be. Trump is speaking. They added that to the thing. What time is he speaking? Do we not know? Has he already spoken? But tomorrow, right, we do have Powell testifying, FOMC members speaking, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, data all in the mornings. So, let's see here. That's crazy. Oops, hold on a second. I like it. All right, so last one, IWM, and like the rest of them, I could just go to sleep, right? There is, and I actually talked about this yesterday, our last week. We got close. Surprised we didn't bounce there today. That's where we break. That's where we go south, 225.21, and we just don't have it. As far as the 4 hours concerned, you take your best shot. I don't see anything until we lose a floor or we break a ceiling. Even 228, it serves as an intraday resistance. Not my trade. So all ETFs, right, mostly affected by being stuck in range. So, and if you feel some way about a direction, I just want you to go and maybe look past at certain areas where you do get a green candle close, but it's weak, and then you just keep chopping. And that's what I see here. So I, like all of you, want to see a big move. I'd love to break down, go to 590. Love to break up, go break 610, go shoot into new highs. But it's got to be a catalyst to get us there. So, what's up, y'all? What's up? Good evening. All right. So other than that, we're gonna quickly brush over a couple of setups here that we took part of or took part in. Excuse me. Um, Trip is okay. We're gonna let it cook. It's still green. Weekly's green. 24 hours green. We're above where we need to be, and I have that measured down around here, which is 1792. Using this kind of as a, I don't want to fall underneath that. It's still possible to see that retest. Weekly time frame and 24-hour time frame show a hell of a lot of empty space to the upside. We are nearing earnings, and this thing does and can move rather well. And so we'd again still aiming towards $20 and $22 as an imbalance target there. So still holding. NVDA still holding, right? 24-hour, good. That's good, right? I like that. Now, we aren't past the wick, which, it is what it is, but just a simple move tomorrow, and we should fill that gap up 141. And obviously, we're looking at 145 trailing after that. We want to go and hit this downtrend like so. So everything's on track to make our way there. I have no bad comments at this setup at all. I obviously would love to see an explosive move and just get this shit over with, but good start today. Tomorrow, I think this is just, look at the candle closes, guys. It's everything. Candle close, and you'll see that is exactly where we held today. So where do we know to get out? Under the floor, because there's nothing to hold us up, and you'll come back down to 130. And that should help you stay in your trade, allow it to work. But anyway, thank you. What's going on, everybody? BBWI. Spit in my eye. Make me cry. This is one of the more difficult situations in taking a stock anywhere. Is you have these small, seemingly insignificant price targets. One of the only things I wanted to go and break, and we bounced off of it. Now, in order to avoid this and that and that and all of this and everything in here, we have to either and yes, move down to the lower time frame. We can tell that this is 35.50 and this is where we go back up. And we would liably, there's, with the price action that I see from this, and again, you kind of have to attention to detail, you'll see a drop, a pop, a drop, a pop. This is a nightmare. Now, hopefully we can, by maintaining this 24-hour candle close to the downside, we can avoid doing that. But if you can cheaply, right, it is absolutely possible with a recovery back on the floor. And let's see, do I like the first floor is going to be at 35.90 here on the hourly. So if that is recovered, yes, that is our stop loss. That is where we get out. Right now, you're fighting with those wicks, but you're not doing anything. Sellers aren't pushing you down. So tomorrow, or going into the close, we're going to want to see. I don't mind a retest up here, but I'll be honest with you. I would have, and let's see if we can find a strike to hedge ourselves. Look at the fucking NVIDIA doing its thing. BBWI. Why you gonna make me? $37 contracts are like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get them at the bid, but they are 5 at the bid. You're probably gonna have to go for 10. So 1 to 2 or something like that, or 1 to 3. Obviously, if you're a little bit higher, you don't have to go any harder than that. Just set a stop loss and abide. So, all right. So that's BBWI. And yeah, that's about it. All right. So if you guys have anything you would like for me to take a look at, you can go ahead and drop your request now in the bubble, and we'll go over it. So already did NVIDIA there, Trip as well. Guys, try to wait for Ivy to post the ticker request thing and then post your request, please. That way I don't have to go look above where she posted. I know you want to be first, but you gotta wait. As far as the 24 hour is concerned, with NVIDIA leading us to the upside, and again, knowingly having a floor right up above us that we need to go and reclaim, you're set up well. So that would make the next target on MU at 98.38, where, yes, like NVIDIA, it could try to go and fill that gap up to 103. Wouldn't be surprised if some stupid news comes out to confirm that. But, I mean, that's as good as you're going to get as far as a close. Well, not as good as you're going to get, but you're up against the wall for the third time. And so set a box, or excuse me, use the box underneath you. And if you were to break down underneath 94.90 and 94.20, you would see a reversal and be back in the mess below you. So Shopify has earnings to the upside, and I maintain the potential Riptic scenario here up into the 130s. I mean, let's see. Last earnings went really well. This earnings went, This earnings, okay. So I know this sounds really stupid, and some people who are like, that's pretty dumb. But I'll go and I'll fucking paste that red candle around, right? So just to see visually, what that looks like. I can also do the same thing to the upside with a green candle, and obviously that looks more realistic. Is that tonight? When is Shopify earnings? Does anybody know? Is it tomorrow morning or? Oh my. Yeah, you're cooked, dude. These contracts are fucked. Holy shit. Everything's priced in. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rip ass to 132. But 90, or excuse me, $100 retest underneath you. That's obviously one of the only targets that I really have to the downside. Maybe pull yourself back up to 107. All right. So that's shop. If the contracts were a little bit better, I would take part in that one. But unfortunately, it does not allow, oh my God, it does not allow me to do what I want to do. You guys got me over here performing brain surgery. Good God, look at this. Is this eating like the sports shit? Is this from you? Oh, that's from Tuck. Tuck Everlasting. What? What is this supposed to mean? I said that's from Tuck. Okay. Tucker. So I mean, I like the fact that you bounce on the structure underneath you. You're holding. You have a little bit of a gap. I would just go ahead, and there's a lot of noise to the left and the right of you. I would focus on 330 up above you, recovering that floor and shooting back up to cost basis. You have a clear floor, right? So any open underneath 310, and you can look for a downside. But you're in an interesting area. You do have empty space at the upside. Low volume stock. When I look at the weekly, it's even the 2 hour actually. You can see the start. So once you break out of this base 322, you can start that process of trying to break up and hold that floor. EL to the upside. I got you, brother. You got a 2 hour box here to the floor, right? That's basically where you're at now. $69. Cost base is $69.75. 24 hour time frame. That would pretty much coincide with the floor that you need to go and recapture. So I stand by that analysis, and I think you should probably be focusing on that time frame in particular in order to break up and so know what's above and what's below. Unfortunately, below you, see, look, these are the little tiny things. Once we see the big specimen, we zoom in to see the littlest. Oh, hold on. Gotta watch what I say around here. Yeah, so I would say under 38 or 68.16, you're gonna see a breakdown. So, Dell to the upside. Adele. Damn. Nice rippy, Dell. Right through the gappy. Straight out of the box. Reclaim the floor. That's hot. Right? Gap fills right there. And yeah, so you need to go and stick with this reclaim here of the floor at 112.50 and fill the rest of your gap at 113.44. Candle close above 114.60, and I would be aiming right here, right up against that wick again. Now, ultimately, hope would be for you to get up there, but that's going to take a break and a hold of 123.50. So there's more potential on that chart. I just went over BBWI. Just went over that. Are you clipping those, Ivy? Okay. Cool beans. Meat Barn. Or are you meat Barn? Yeah, don't take any in-person invitations. He'll try multiple times, but don't accept them. He'll help you, but it comes at a cost. I'm just kidding. You're gonna end up in the barn. Dude, having to explain to my friend that when AO was playing Fortnite, Meat Barn would play with him, and they'd be like, "Hey, Meat Barn's on," and my friend would be like, "Yeah, what the fuck? It's your son. Who's your son?" I'm like, "Listen, he's a good guy. Don't worry about the name. He's great people." I like the rejection. Yo, this no way. Come on, brother. Look at the fucking pop up rejection. This is what I'm teaching you guys over and over and over again. When you drop into a box, it's not bullish until you pop back out that motherfucker. Right? You don't, if you get thrown to earth and you go under the crust, you can't go back up until you're above the crust. Bad metaphor. But unless you're really into Dragon Ball Z or something like that. But anyway, cost basis right here, smaller, lower time frame, leading you to 346.16, and that's where, yeah, we could get to business. The 24-hour candle close, still closing red, still close to that cost basis. So that guy tried adding me on 7 more fake accounts, TikTok and Discord. Wait, who? Who? Yeah, I please make sure. Yeah, we're gonna up the security here. While I'm on break and we stop taking new members, I'm gonna shut off the Discord, the free Discord, and we're gonna. Do we have a purge on the soundboard? We're gonna do the purge. Yes. Well, you said it yourself. They're YOLOs, right? Right. So stop. Calm down. Get this guy out of here. 362.50. Right. If it goes above that, it will go up. Okay. So know that. As far as we're concerned, right, it's not the greatest candle close, but we're red, right? We're underneath there. So either you take a YOLO hedge, right, which that you'd have to correlate that to, so that'd be 2185, right? That would be the nearest empty space. You can't. I mean, you could aim for this gap up here, which inevitably one day will get filled, but that wouldn't start until yeah, above 2185 and through 2250. So the one you sent me, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sorry that, but that's there is a gap below you, dude, at 1875. So you're asking me what I would do if you are in profit, you've taken profit, and these are YOLOs, and you've got all week. That's what I would do. Maybe sell one, leave another, but yeah, I mean, free for you and cheap for me. Yeah, no problem. Um, NVDA, TR, let's see, Dell, Tesla, AVGO, Filio with this. Let me see what you got there. Looking juicy. 24-hour. Yeah, you look like you're gonna try and go fill that gap. 4 hour. I see, and can I definitely identify what you're talking about. Good candle close there. Go for the gap, Chief, buddy. I hate when people call me buddy. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, 244.48 is the gap. Excuse me, gap fill, and then I believe the thing called love, and also this channel. So over the top, you're gonna rip for 27.31. Juicy. All right, ABDE. That's why do I do that every time? I did it again. Some people can't be helped. Good candle close. A little slow here at the end of the day. What's above you? Not much. Oh, empty space, but a lot of choppiness in there. Some choppy downside. So let's see what we got above us. Okay, so we're dealing with this small, insignificant piece of quap. And there's a floor there. I don't know if I want to call that a box. That's more of a spider web, a cobweb. So, knowing that you basically have gone and attempted to grab the box up above you, I think what's more important is what's below, right? Where do you want to avoid a candle close? And right now, that's going to be 449.48. So yeah, that's what I see. 449.48, and if you fall underneath that, that would be my stop loss. Well, depending on where you got it, but yeah. So if you're holding well, you got two taps. I can already see this on a lower time frame. You got two taps off the top of that floor, so hopefully you're building a box. You are, damn. And yeah, so if I have it my way, maybe a little tappy tap, right, and then a rippy rip right to the upside. If you break down below that though, you're gonna save that box for a later break. All right, DKNG. Oh my god. What's my top watches? Uh, Trip, NVIDIA, Q's, BBWI. Oh my god. Okay, so this is one of those charts, man, that you can just fuck confirmation. There is very little supporting volume on this thing. You need to open up, and that's how serious, because of the way that this price moves. You need to open above 43. You've already tapped cost basis, so you got to go and tap that again. Now, on the weekly, right, where's the setup? The only other thing that I see, and I do not see empty space, is this wild ass setup, right? Long winded downtrend. So if you can break past, right, and that's really the goal, get to 45, 44.60. That's where you open up the world of maybe ripping up into this area and filling a gap to 60. That's coming eventually. So long term, maybe keep watch. I wouldn't even be surprised if that's a weekly or a monthly box. Watch it. I know this is where it gets crazy, but watch it on the monthly. You can use a lower time frame to get in, but watch it on the monthly. Damn, that is a wild looking chart, man. Huh? Streams? Oh, shit. I am already dealing with a high computer load. Hold on a second. Do you think it's possible? Um, Hold on 1 second. We're back to square one again. Thanks, Kate. I just know how. Oh my god. There, I reset the board. Did you put it? Sure. I have not. Where is it at? I'll make my way down there. Pins back down. Points. Yo, what the fuck are you doing, fingers? I see what you're doing here, man. I mean, you got to take a shot on it if you, I mean, there is empty space underneath it. So identification here is going to be super important. So I would be down here even, and you can already see that there's a beautiful little trend there. Beautiful little box here. So you need to, and I can see that this is the wicks here are curious. That's 38.88. If you're going to take it, be a seller, right? And what that means to me is like you need to situate yourself on or under, right, these fucking floors or off of rejections because it doesn't really have that kind of juice right now, you know. Eventually enough sideways action here and then proving that buyers don't like the price of the floor, which you need to recover. Yes, I mean, eventually I do think, yeah, pins probably comes right back down. But if I can remind you, earnings, rip, chop, 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 chop. Earnings, fucking, then you eat it. So we could be doing this shit, and then it happened. So just if, that's why I'm saying you got to be strict with that entry. Amazon. Oh wait, I skipped Coke. Sorry. Earnings tomorrow. Well, I do not typically take Coca-Cola for earnings. They've had a few decent ones. I'm not an earnings junkie for Coke. So I mean, looking at this thing weekly time frame, which I think is important to know where you're at. You're still needing to get out from underneath that weekly cage. And I basically have that situated right around 64.75. 24-hour time frame, it doesn't really change. You know, it's maybe just a fraction different. Yeah, 2 cents difference. Now on the flip side, down below you, right, you are closing outside of that red candle, so that's a plus. So I would be looking for the gap to fill. There's a gap at 64.50 and a potential tap at 64. At that point, then you have a whole nother workload here where you have a potential 65.50, and that's actually the trigger for Coca-Cola, right, to take this potentially up into that empty space and to that floor. All right. That one looks like it's going to go tap the floor, 36.17. Yeah, 4 hour, 24 hour. I mean, the only difference is that you are closing up against the green candle there. So maybe that's obviously a sign that you're limited on your empty space here. But it does, I'll give you two targets for tomorrow, especially if you're going to swing into this day trade. 1 is here, that's 236. 2 is there, and that's 237.32 if you're really good about those targets. Tap, tap. And then, I mean, again, knowing everybody should always do this, right? What's above and what's below. Now, when you go to the 15-minute, this looks a little bit weird, right? And that's where I'm going to do this. I'm going to start backwards. And what? Let me guess. You tapped the, yep, tapped the 50% mark and that previous resistance. So being above 233.75, that would allow for, and unfortunately, you have a very, very, very small box. So I would be looking, if you are long on this, this is one of those scenarios where I would have both a hedge of some sort for sure. You've got weaker, slower price action to the upside. I mean, as you move out into the higher time frames, it looks a little bit better. My only fear here is that somehow you would remain in that box or maybe fall out of it. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if you are aiming up to the upside, that's my target. That's where I would be taking it. Second target would be 37.50. Lower time frames a little sketchy. So no, not new CP. Well, I do literally have. I still haven't gotten my PC built. I don't want to do it either. I should have gotten a pre-built. I do need two more parts though. So hood. Oh, we got resellers in here. Is if keep your. I doubt anybody. Those of you guys who are like deal hunters, those boards like they're whiteboards, but they got a computer screen on them and you can draw on them. I want one. I want one, real bad. I want a smart board. Teaching, yeah, yeah. See, the first question was cool. The second question was fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck is wrong? Yeah, get it, keep it together. I mean, my budget, I don't know. I'll spend 1,500, 2,000. I don't know how much they cost. Goodbye, Peyton. The great expense. I just paid $3,000 for a goddamn catering company today. Mm-hmm. I already paid $1,000 deposit. But we're having shakes. I don't know. We're having steaks and some grass. He said, "Damn, I'm gonna stay single. Stimulating the economy. I'm I'm stimulating this economy, huh? Can I get a plate? What P? Yeah, your dress. Her dress. What 2,000? Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, you mean what side of the family? Oh, Peyton's dad. He's helping with a few things, but I mean, he helped. I got it. It's not on him this time. I've kind of put them. I put them through a lot, so they helped us out, and I mean, I'm good. Me and him probably make. I don't even know. I actually don't know what that man makes, but it's good. Anyway, hood, 5650. You got empty space up above you. I see a box bidding. What the fuck is wrong with me? Getting built, right? Typically, you might even fill up that little empty space there. 24-hour time frame. You got a big engulfing candle here to the downside, so you'd have an imbalanced target if you did break down here of $55. So if you lose the floor here at 56, aim for that. Huh? Oh, it was for one of them weird discords, you know, little big booty discord. No, I was posting it for the people tap in. I was posting it for the people on TikTok who couldn't join. Num 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 num. Team Tempest weekly hot dog 24 hour. $3,000 for how many people? 40. It's $4,000. Yeah, we're doing instead of a apple core, like diving for the apple cores, we're doing a glizzy dive. Gonna be cool. Yeah, it is fucking crazy, dude. What are you telling me? Yeah, well, when we were, I was, I have to do. I swear to God, Peyton saw after I did taxes. No, dude, she saw. Well, she saw also. I also showed her how well I did in January, and she's added a couple of things. I'm like, you gotta. I have nobody else to add to tell me that they're proud of me, dude. Listen, that's hilarious. I guess with Tempest, I would be aiming for 73. That's the imbalance on those candles, and that's I mean I'm not a big fan of that setup. This is something that needs just some fucking juice somewhere. It already expended a lot of that juice, so 73 is the break point to get to the highs. I'm not sure I really like that chart at all. X United States Steel. Oh, you really want me to do surgery? Oh my god. How what the fuck are you speculating on, dog? Dude, that with that wick, you can speculate on these nuts. That's crazy, dude. This is wild. If anything, I'd be looking for this to break down underneath 35.18. I mean, you got three off the top. I get the speculation to a degree. Look at that, dude. I don't know. Maybe war is coming. You're aiming for 45.60 if you can break up, which you got a long ways to go. And then down, you've got 35.90, and that'll take you back to the floor. One day, that will break. And when it does, see that right there just screams war for some reason. Does anybody else catch that vibe from that? Like when I hover my mouse over it and close my eyes, I can hear drones and rounds going over my head. It's crazy. Yeah, so that's like a catalyst setup. Get him, Ivy. No, is that Marzell? God damn it, Marzell. I Ivy, call ice. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love you, Marzell. That's my employee. I love him. Listen, if he gets in trouble, dude, I get in trouble. So, you know. All right. Anyway, all right. Weekly time frame SMH, not bad. Looking juicy. Heading up for the umpteenth motherfucking time. So either we're gonna see a historic rejection tomorrow and we crash and fucking uh keep falling, or hopefully we get a gap up for Nvidia's sake. And at that point, I'd be aiming at the imbalance inside of the empty space, and that would be right around 256. So 256 first, and then obviously the floor there, tracking at a potential downtrend. Yeah, right up in there. Okay. What else do we? Yeah, I'm in trip Y. Is it tripping? Where are you guys finding these setups, dude? I'm gonna gouge my eyes out. Just kidding. I'm just roasting your guys' tickers. I'm sorry. Okay, so I won't argue that on a lower time frame you are outside of this area of consolidation, which frees you up to go and tap the top at 150 ish, and then that might give you segue into 153 and beyond. I think if we're looking at this, it's gonna be yeah. So that's what you're looking at now. You got earnings, which does change a little bit of what we're looking at here. So let's look at the weekly. What do dogs even need data for? Idiot. I man, you retested the top. I kind of see this going up. I see it going up. With that response off of that floor under there, it only took one bounce, and now you're still holding some buyers like that price. So going into earnings, I'd be looking at a maybe 162 target on that. I mean, it does have its earnings. Sometimes it's after the earnings that you get the move, but it here and there it does. Yeah, you get a few of them, so not a bad setup. Obviously hedge. Don't go both ways into earnings, or one way into earning without something. All right, gold, all-time highs. Oh, earning. Wait. Oh, you're talking about gold as in Barrick. So let's track earnings. Nothing. Damn. Okay, actually, went pretty hard. Yeah. Hmm. I think on this one, I would be aiming maybe at the top at 1831. Second would be 18 even. I think the goal at the moment, and I mean, yeah, not the craziest thing, but you can see how that overhead resistance is blocking you. So if you're above that, it would be relatively easy to get up into that price target. Where at that point, if you can hold, I'd be aiming up towards 19 and 1895. Following target would be the floor above that. So. All right. XL, what the XLF? Andrew Barr. You said we're all proud of you, Gary. My name's Garrett. My That one guy's name was Gary though. Ew. This thing is gross, dude. Why does it look like that? Let's see, 24-hour time frame. I mean, not great in terms of you did leave empty space up above you. Is there a channel here or something? No. Something in there. So I mean, I think probably the hourly is where we're gonna figure this out. Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's your downside trigger, and then I don't really have an upside. Oh yeah, I do. I have one right here. That previous breakout area, right here. That's holding you back from going and retesting the floor. God damn, that was weird. So yeah, I hourly candle moving back outside of that wick 51.56, and you should go hit your floor. Second target would be 52, and then you're looking for a breakdown at 51.14 if you're bearish, for a leg down into 50.80 and the floor 50.50. All right. AI, that one has a punt or a hit cost basis, or right around, yeah, hit right around cost basis today. Floor. Yeah. So now again, right? Does not have empty space on the 24. So the punchback would lead you up into this box. And that's where you would have to go and look at whether or not that box has that empty space. So you see floor, right there. And then I see a green candle right here. And then the final target would be right up in 42. So, I mean, if you can punch back, it would be 37.75, 39.60, or 39.70, and then 41. If you reject, you have a box underneath you right here. So use that as your stop. Rocket up. 24-hour time frame. You're in a box. So again, lines in the sand. You can look at lower time frame dynamics inside of that box to kind of get a little bit of a greater insight. You can see you're holding that 1270 floor. So if you break down underneath it, that's where you're going to be heading. And that would be cost basis around 1236, and then to the upside. And again, this is literally just moving down into your time frames, right? You've already retested cost basis, so you're stuck in between two signals if you want to look at it that way. Yeah, 1274. All right. Fuck. Brandon, not always, man. A lot of the times the contracts that we do buy have low volume and open interest. In fact, sometimes that's actually the favorable place to be, is where nobody else is, because that means that nobody else sees that play. You know, some trades or some stocks just don't move that far, so they're open. You know, situationally, yes, that can be, no good. But all right, now this is Baidu. I really want to say, based off of what I see, we're moving in the right direction to go for a break. Baidu is going to go to 98.90. Whether or not it breaks off of that, and again, the shittiest part of this is it all happens overnight, right? So, I mean, it might be as close to gambling as anything else. That being said, you got to look at this lower time frame. That's tough. I'm just gonna let you know it's gonna be tough. You better either hedge. Well, don't do that. Hedge yourself. Um, Look at what's above and below, which again can just fucking release overnight. So you're up against that 94 wall. If that's gapped up above, I could definitely see you at least being at 96, right? And that could set you up for either an intraday move. But I mean, it's sooner than later. It might be this week. I mean, you're right there. This is a major. I mean, I'm tempted to take it. I'm tempted to even take the 101s. How much are those? Fuck. Somebody talking right now? Dude, what happened, dude? Stand up and be a man. All right. If we are, I'm not taking that as like a position. No, as a hedge maybe, but nothing else. No. All right. One day I might do a giveaway for like to take advantage. Like anybody who's in the free Discord and has scammers messaging to them, I want you to just waste their time. Like just fucking just take them on a goddamn roller coaster ride. I mean, if we did that in mass, if we all did that in mass, that would actually be pretty fire. But anyway, all right. So Baidu, I'm trying to get this done before get through all of these for the bell here. Baba, holy shit, fuck you, Baba. See, that's what I'm talking about. How the fuck are you supposed to know? It just goes. It just goes. And yeah, Baba's pretty much going to go and hit that gap. I see 115.60 right up above you. That's cost basis as well. So China. It's hilarious. Wow. Bill, neither. What's the goal here? All right, John, typically when something falls immediately, first of all, you aren't touching, as far as I'm concerned, you aren't touching enough. You haven't come all the way back down. I'd like to see 58 before it's all said and done, but you're not going to be able to solve this unless you're on a lower time frame, which I already have this analysis somehow set up. I don't remember doing this. 65.50 needs to break, and you need to go get over 67.50. If you could do that, then you can start working your way up. But that is something that I believe, and this is word to the wise. Typically, when I see this shit, I think sideways, long term. You got to build. You need the volume to get there. So, again, use those price targets above and below you. Set your alerts and set your stop loss. DoorDash for earnings. Is that today? No, it's tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Fuck that. Oh, no shit. Okay, so you are losing a weekly floor right now as we speak. And if earnings are tomorrow, I mean, this is not the clearest chart I've ever seen in my life. And this move that you're making right now could be easily reversible because of how quickly you're making it. But from what I can tell, you're at cost basis now. So this would be your last chance. And if you're going into earnings here, and you could shoot up. But when I look at this, I mean, I don't see a great earnings, but I could see a target down to 184. Punchback, breakdown, and that would be one of the larger structures underneath you. But that one feels too much like guessing just because it's, if it's not, typically when I go into earnings, I want a 24-hour setup. And the only thing that I'd be speculating on here is that you've hit resistance 3 times, which isn't enough. So, SMCI, we got 2 minutes. Jesus Christ. I think you guys should have already taken this, right? Who's asking for this? Hold on. SMCI Brody. Brody. Wait, no. Brody asked for it. Are you already in this? Yeah. Huh? Oh God. Listen, if you were in front of me on a computer screen, I'd slap your hand. You know what I mean? Like you're too damn close to 45 or 44. That's not a play. The rest of this play happens above 50, right? Where you have a target all the way to 60. Sure. But you still have typically when we move through empty space and we hit structure, you're going to stop. So, a wedding registry? No. I don't have a wedding registry. That's just the thing is I don't want to put a wedding registry up and then ask for more hexclad bands. Um I want the whole set. Every one of them. All of them. All right. MOS. Raul, what do you see in this, my guy? I gotta know. Up where? For what reason? Are you looking at a punchback and to do highs? So I see the punchback, but here's the shitty thing. This punchback gives you a high of 29.22, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's cost basis in this box. And that gives you another high, and that's 30.73. So it's a and you can tell by the way it moves. There's levels to this shit. So right now you have 27.83, break through the median and get to 29.50, but you have to measure the risk to reward on that one. EL. Yeah, no, the Discord account is not Potter Stocks with a period. It's Potter Stocks all lowercase. Hmm. Did I already look at EL? Well, it did the thing, didn't it? Yeah, I did look at EL. So tomorrow you need to move through the median at 69.89. But I will warn you, you did leave empty space underneath you, so it would be just as easy for you to pull back. And you can see that underneath 68.15, that is pretty high probability. So mRNA, you're cooked. What side? Uppies? I wouldn't want uppies until you touch 30, which is wild considering this thing was at 169. Actually, no, it was higher than that. It was all the way up at basically $500. Wild. It'll be a decade before that ever happens. That would be exciting. That right there, I label this empty space COVID 2000. If we're ripping into that empty space, there's something very wrong happening. Hum downside to 252 followed by 235. I can see it. Yeah. Um so step by step process, it looks like tomorrow or for the remainder of the week, yeah, you need to get back down below 259.34, punch down 254.30, and then sure, yeah, you can see that floor. Now I will say I do see uptrend, right? And then I also see downtrend, and you're in pinch city. So just beware of that. Things could get harder and harder to trade on this thing. You need a lower time frame set it, right? When you're dealing with these type of setups right here. Top, bottom, cost basis 305.38. So you need to lose the floor here and here. Yeah, if you can lose the 301.54, go ahead and shoot your shot into the imbalance underneath you. Good floor bounce, but I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for on this thing. It's cooked. It's a pump and dump stock. That's all they do on this thing is they pump and they dump it. Connie, have you taken the workshop or know about the Potterbox system? Um, Oh my God. This is just Baidu on crack, bro. So, I mean, there's. Hopefully that's not real. Oh, China's gonna crash. Fishy. I mean, hopefully you go for a break of downtrend, and I would be aiming for 34.63. But block, I'd rather trade. I'd rather trade any of the Chinese stocks rather than that one. Nike. Ow. The nice little candle close up against the floor. Watch that one tomorrow for an empty space trade up to 71.72, and above that you could go and retest all the way to 74.50. CVS. The video looks fine. The video looks fine going into tomorrow. You have just a couple minutes to hedge yourself if you feel that's necessary. CVS looks like it's going to go back up and retest 55.32. But it has earnings. Look. I mean, that one I could see a gamble on for sure. 59.50. So let's see. I can't ignore that floor there. You also have that leg down there. Then you got a top here. Do you have any chance? Is there a channel or anything here? Like a weekly channel or something? Uh, I could see this going down to 50, so I like that strike there. And then I could see this one going up to 62. So I like both of those strikes. Good job, Fish. AMD down. The lower time frame down 103 100. Well, I'm not gonna see when this is when it's easy for me, right? To pick what I wanted to be doing on a particular stock, right? Outside of 112.31, and that's the 4 hour, but you move down, you could obviously find that floor, and then you just need to be back up. But here's the deal, right? You are stacked. So outside of here, above this, through that 116.75, and that's where you're looking at basically the higher time frame. And yeah, you're gonna be fucking aiming right about there, which if I'm not mistaken, yeah, be right around the 50% mark of that area. And now that I see this that way, it's here. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I mean it's you're a long ways away, but it all starts with 113 being reclaimed. So and that's the upside. To the downside, you would need a rejection on one of these levels, right? You would need to see this rejected, and it's the line in the sand. That's 106.50. The best thing that can happen if you're a seller is that this thing pops up, hits this, and then pulls back down, and it gives you the ability to punch down. So, um, how's everybody on game? I don't touch the stuff, but I do see a pocket of empty space in here through the punch back there. So outside of $28, you could give that a shot. 31. Why is DJ what? A liar? Oh, look at you, DJ. Thank you so much. Now buy a VR. All right. Manny, charge your shit up right now. Do it. Is there anyone out there? Oh, that's right. SMCI has earnings tomorrow. Dude, that could get crazy. Tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon? Ooh, fuck. Ow. Yeah, I was gonna say with today's rip, they're probably already up. So nasty. I wonder if it goes to 60. That's what I see. Anyway, um, XOM and AMD, and that's it. All right. 4 hour time. What the fuck? Oh, hey, yo, that's wild. Bounce off cost basis. 1, 2, 3. Listen, you're there. Hopefully, this is the break right here for XOM. You closed up against the wall. Um, you're on demon time now. Let's see. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, you have a tiny whittle box right here. So you 111.65. And let's see. Yeah, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that little box. Just pause. 114. I'd be aiming for 114 overhead. Nice. Yeah, it looks good. I already did that. All right. Shit. That was a lot of charts. I'm sweating. All right, guys. Let us commence. Yeah, no problem, man. Have a good day, Chad. Let's let's reconvene tomorrow. I hope everybody's staying safe. NVDA and everything, the swings look pretty good. So, oops, wrong shot. Um, hopefully we see something out of Baba. Fuck you, NVIDIA. Already pulling back here in after hours. Wow, really? Well, it looks like we might get a 130 retest tomorrow. We'll see. All right. Anyway, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Um, still saying light, in all of these positions. We're still in range on the Qs and SPY and IWM. So please remember that was probably the most important element of today's analysis was the Qs and the fact that we are still in. Nobody's saying it, but we're like in a kangaroo market. We're making hops up and down, and there's empty space, but there's all lower time frame stuff. So difficult trading conditions. Hopefully, the data tomorrow leads us to damn, dude. Tesla only moves in after hours now, right? And there you go. See, who asked me whether or not they should hold TSLL? Sheesh. Cool. One last thing. Good night, Dusty. Um, I after Valentine's Day, we're halting membership joining. I'll give you guys a specific date. I'm taking a week. I gotta get caught up, but I also just need a breather. Um, Especially going into March, and then obviously, guys, for the wedding week, just giving you a heads up. I'll also be not here, but if you are new, don't be scared. Everybody in here will hold you. So, all right. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to do it. I'm sorry, Karina. I'm sorry. I will. I will. Peace out, guys. I did IWM. Check the YouTube video. If you guys are watching here on TikTok, this will be uploaded in just a minute. Taylor. All right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.